Welcome to Soul Circuit. This is a space where we explore how soul principles reveal themselves through real lived experience. In earlier episodes, I've shared stories of soul agreements, soul journey, and even my soul mission, and how each of them unfolded through moments of connection, healing, and service. Today, I want to share something a little different. Not a single story, but an emergence, a way of being that has developed over time. One that I now understand as part of my role as a harmonizer. For much of my life, I experienced myself through what I was doing. The roles I held, the companies I participated in, the titles I had, the ways I contributed. And through my soul journey and discovery of my soul mission, something began to shift. Less about doing, more about being. I began to notice that what was most impactful wasn't what I said or did, but the space that was created when I was simply present. Over time, I started to recognize a pattern. In conversations, in groups, in one-on-one settings, there would be a settling. Clarity would emerge. Tension and conflict would soften. Those involved would begin to see things differently, not because I was directing them, but because something in the space had shifted. I came to understand that part of my role is to help bring coherence, to help restore a natural sense of harmony. Not by changing people, but by creating a space where they can reconnect with the truth that's within them. As this awareness deepened, another layer began to unfold. My connection to the unseen, to spirit, to what I experience as higher levels of awareness, became more natural and more accessible. It wasn't something I set out to develop. It emerged quietly, gradually, as I became more present, more open, more aware, and more willing to trust what I was sensing. At times, I began to feel guidance, insights, or a deeper knowing that didn't feel like it was coming from my thinking mind. And I learned to listen. For me, being a harmonizer and now a channel isn't about stepping outside of everyday life. It's about being deeply within it, while also being connected to something more expansive. It's about allowing that connection to inform how I listen, how I speak, and how I hold space for others. Sometimes that appears as words. Sometimes it feels like silence. And sometimes it's simply a felt shift in energy that allows something to come back into balance. When I look back at the experiences I've shared in earlier episodes, the soul agreements, the soul journey I continued to have, and the soul mission I've discovered and continue to live out, I can see how each of those moments was preparing me. helping me soften, helping me deepen, helping me trust. Not just what I could see, but trust what I could feel and sense beyond that. Each of us has a unique way of being in the world, a way that doesn't always fit neatly into a title or a role, but reveals itself over time through how we naturally show up. You may notice moments where your presence alone creates change, where people feel more at ease around you, where clarity seems to emerge without effort. What if those moments are showing you something about your own natural way of being? Not something to strive for, but something already inside available to recognize and trust. For me, this continues to unfold. It's not something I've arrived at by any means. It's something I continue to live into each and every day. A quiet listening, a deepening trust, a willingness to be present with what is, and allow harmony to return. Thank you for spending this time with me in the Soul Circuit. If something here in this reflection resonates with you, you might take a moment to notice where your own way of being is already expressing itself, perhaps more naturally than you've realized. Soul awareness often reveals itself not through effort, but through recognition. I'm so grateful you're here. Until next time, stay plugged in to your own inner rhythm and allow life to keep revealing its quiet wisdom within you.